I've always loved making videos and films, especially on YouTube, but most of those channels have died off and don't exist past 2012. But I've always wanted to improve my audio production and wanted to have good audio in my videos. And I first found an interest in audio when I got my Blue Yeti microphone. This is loads of people's first microphones, and for the price, it's a bit expensive, but it sounds decent and it works, it does the job, it's USB. But I then discovered the world of XLR microphones and I bought the Shure SM58 and I connected that to a decent audio interface, and that, at the moment, that's my current favourite microphone because it's just got such a good vocal, well, I don't know what the word is, I'm not that good with audio, but this is the microphone you're listening to now. But I've always wanted a mic that I can take wherever my camera goes, and I don't need to worry about what equipment I bring with me, like whether it be a laptop or a separate sound recorder or a audio interface. I can just bring my camera and a microphone. And after watching loads of videos from YouTubers who use the Rode VideoMic Pro, I decided to buy the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus, which is a new version of the previous microphone that Rode had made. And I've heard loads of good things about the original, so I thought, you know what, as soon as the release date came out, I bought the microphone, and this is my review. So physical appearance, this microphone is quite big and can't really be stuffed down the side of your bag and will often need a certain slot in your bag to make it fit. However, if you do squash the mic, it should hold up fine. It's made of very flexible plastics which will bend but they won't snap, which is fantastic. It's very lightweight yet still feels well made, and the shock mounting system should hold up just fine to knocks and drops, as long as you don't put it under a car, which I'm sure you won't do, hopefully. The windshield is made of good quality material and should not rip with everyday use unless you've got a knife, but I doubt you'll do that. You can slide it off, however, if it does get broken, or you need to dry it out, for example, if it gets wet, or you can replace it with the sold separate, but it's the third dead cat accessory, which will help with wind removal and all that stuff. It's also got a seal at the back of the included windshield, which will stop any wind or background noise or whatever getting into the microphone capsule, which is always a handy feature. It just uses a standard metal cold shoe mount, and the battery door can be easily accessed and the batteries can be removed. However, you won't really need to do this because an included lithium-ion battery, I think that's what it is included in the microphone, which can be charged through the micro USB port on the side. And this microphone, from my experience, will last for several weeks before it needs recharging. And even when the red indicator comes on the back, which I've actually never had appear before I've started recharging, it will last for several hours before it dies out then, so you've got a good quality battery. However, if you do run out, for whatever reason, if you forgot your charger, you can use the battery. You can take out the battery and you can put in two AA's as a backup, and you're sorted for all occasions. And this is better than the previous VideoMic Pro that used 9-volt batteries, which are faff to buy, and the battery door actually came off the previous version, but it's on a hinge on this version, so you should be fine. Now the important part. What does this microphone actually sound like? In short, it's pretty amazing. Out of the box, all you need to do is mount it to your camera and go. However, some adjustments can be made to make your audio sound that bit better, and luckily Rode has made these adjustments really easy to make. Many modern cameras such as Canon and Nikon's or the DSLR cameras, they have very noisy preamps. And that's because it's made for photography, these cameras, and audio is not important, and most of the users will be taking photos. So, luckily Rode has made it so you can use the microphone's preamp over the DSLR. In order to do this, you will need to press the dB plus minus button, plus underscore button, whatever it is, on the microphone to increase the preamp mic volume by 20 decibels. This means that you've got a higher input volume going into the mic before it even reaches the preamp, which means you can turn down the onboard preamp of your mic, of your camera, right down to 3 or 4 steps. I find is the best on my camera, and it should be similar for most cameras. But if I was you, I'd spend a few hours trying to, well, not a few hours, a few minutes, I don't know, it depends how long it takes, trying to adjust your audio. But 3 or 4 I find is often the perfect audio gain setting. And you can also decrease the volume on your microphone by 10 decibels, and this is useful if you're in a concert environment, for example, or allow music playing through speakers. However, sometimes it is hard to get the right levels and you end up with some distortion. Using live music as an example, I did a recording of my brass band a few months ago, and with my DSLR set 4 notches from the left and the microphone set to plus 20 decibels, and as you can hear by this audio clip, it sounds quite distorted. This is when I realised I should have used the safety channel feature, which I completely forgot about. The safety channel feature can be turned on pressing the power and level button at the same time. This records 2 different levels on the left and right tracks, the left being your normal set level of your microphone and your camera, and the right being 10 decibels lower. So this means that if you do peak your audio or you do distort, you can just revert back to that right channel and you've got fantastic sounding audio. And after learning this feature, I did another recording on my brass band and listened to the before and after of the normal and the lowered by 10 decibels. Another great feature that this microphone has is a 2-stage high-pass filter. I've personally not experimented with this in real life, but I'll give you an example now. This recording is of me in front of the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus, sat next to my computer, which is about half a metre away, with quite loud fans, and this is without the high-pass filter, and this is with the high-pass filter set to plus 75. There should be a bit of a difference between before and now. There should be less background noise, especially coming from my computer fans. And this is with plus 75 and this is with it off. And there should be a bit more background noise now. Chances are you won't need the second stage of the high pass filter unless you are recording a very rumbly area with lots of low pitched noises and vibrations. However, if you're filming in everyday wind or noisy environments which have cars going past, the first stage should just be fine. The best thing about this microphone is its ease of use really. Once it's plugged into your camera and your camera's turned on, you don't even need to think about it. This is because most cameras have plug-in power, meaning that when your mic is plugged into the mic port and when you turn your camera on, the microphone will automatically turn on too. This is great when you forget to turn on your microphone and you miss your recording, which is terrible, or even sometimes worse, you forget to turn it off and your battery drains out, which, although it's got a big battery, might not happen, but your battery drains out and you can't record the next day, which is terrible if you've not got your charger. On my Canon 700D, however, it only provides plug-in power when the camera is recording and not when the camera turns on. This does result in a loud pop when going back in editing or listening to the video, which isn't a massive issue, it's just a bit annoying. I do know, however, that most modern cameras will actually power the microphone on when the camera turns on, such as most Canon cameras and a lot of Sony cameras as well. I know they do it definitely, will turn on the microphone when the camera turns on, so you don't get that loud pop when you start recording. This microphone also has a high frequency boost, which will boost the higher frequencies, enhancing detail and clarity in the recording, so such as vocals or other things like that which are quite high frequency. It will make them clearer and easier to hear basically, which is great for YouTube videos or interviews or things like that. This can be turned on by pressing the two bottom buttons until the LED light up. Other helpful features include the removable cable, meaning you can change it if it breaks, or buy a longer cable if you want to use a boom pole, for example. And it's little details like the threaded jack that allow you to attach a threaded cable make this microphone worth the money and the best in its category. I say worth the money, this microphone isn't that cheap. It comes in around about £140, so about 160-ish US dollars, I don't really know. But once you have this mic, you'll have it for years and years and years. And besides, it's worth having good audio. Even if you use this microphone as a scratch mic on top of your camera to sync up your lavs or whatever, it's always good to have that good quality audio just to fall back on. And besides, you're paying for the good build of the camera and the ease of use. There's no other microphone on the market that I'm aware of that has all the features of this microphone and that is so easy to use. If you're so serious about content creation and want a microphone that will allow you to record anything that your camera sees, get this microphone. You could buy an external audio recorder for the same price, which may sound even better in some cases, but yet again it's the convenience of this mic that makes it worthwhile. However, if all you want is a microphone that sounds a bit better than your onboard microphone and will allow you to record vlogs or add some sound effects to your films, but don't have a massive budget for the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus, I'd recommend the Rode VideoMic Pro, which is about £50 and same in dollars. And for that you're getting a shock mounted microphone which can plug into your camera and has got a built-in windshield too, so it's got that built-in protection from the wind. And that's all a lot of people will need. It doesn't have the built-in preamps though, it's relying on the camera's preamps, which can make a bit more noise in the recording, but that is if you've got a lower budget. And there are lots of other alternatives to the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus, or alternatively you could just go on eBay and buy the cheaper Rode VideoMic Pro, the original version, which you save a lot of money. You can get a nearly new microphone, but you're getting rid of some of the helpful features which make it that much better than the original VideoMic Pro. Overall, I love this microphone. It is so convenient, and the peace of mind knowing that whatever camera I get, I can often just plug it in and go is great. And although I'll be keeping my Shure SM58 for vocals, I'll be using this microphone for run and gun shooting. I'll be filming most of the audio in the films I make using this microphone, and it is just so convenient to record the brass band or whatever. I don't really need to worry about audio anymore. It just works, and I'd highly recommend it.